Do you ever wonder what is intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number? The traditional beliefs, customs, and stories of a community. A community not part of the mainstream, unconventional, peripheral, or extreme. Part of an anthology, a published collection of poems or other pieces of writing. This is Esoteric Lore. I'm your host, Edward Aponte, where I push you to ponder the fringes of folklore. The White Lotus is a popular show on HBO Max. It chronicles white privilege. Rich white privilege on vacation in a variety of luxurious, exotic ports of interest. But while White Lotus gets psychologically treated and the focus is mainly on the negative, dysfunction, egotism, narcissism runs rampant throughout each episode. But I find the White Lotus quite interesting. And while most of the psychological evaluation the series gets focuses on the negative, I'm looking for that ray of hope. To me, the White Lotus is a mindset. It's about vacation. It's about leisure. The one thing I've noticed as I watch The White Lotus is that vacation and leisure is not really about destination. It's about you. It's about the person, the traveler. The anticipation of vacation. You're already in leisure mode. If you're scheduling a vacation, let's say 2 weeks from now, by 24 to 40 hours before your vacation begins, you are already mentally on vacation. Can't wait to check in, can't wait to experience the locations, the tours that you will be experiencing on your vacation. But what if we can expand what I call the White Lotus mindset? What if you can always be on vacation, but there is a competing mindset called industry, called work? So how do you balance the tension between the White Lotus leisure lifestyle and the industrious go-getter work mindset? It's how we look at work. Let's take a look at the word vacation. At the root is the word vacate, which means to empty, to almost clear your calendar, which is what we do when we traditionally go on vacation. We clear the calendar, we're off work, off school, and go on vacation. Holiday, as the Europeans call it. What if we were always on vacation? That is, we treated work, we treated our particular industry as an activity that's scheduled during our vacation. Let me pause and let that settle in. What if you could view work as an activity while on vacation? So you're not really commuting to work, you're traveling to your activity. The activity that you studied for, were hired for, but you enter this activity with this light, leisurely sense of calm. Or we could look at it in a different way. Commuting to work, the hustle and bustle of the commute, the struggle, time management, the stress of work. It's how you view it. One thing I've learned that's opposite of the psychology of the White Lotus series is that you can pour meaning into an environment. The word vacation is to vacate, to be an empty. So this is an empty space. So the vacation White Lotus mindset is pouring a new meaning, pouring an alternative meaning into this space. This vacated space we call work or career. What if we viewed it as an activity? A leisurely activity we commit to for 20, 30, 40 years, whatever length that career holds for us. But it's not the career that changes. It's our conscious view of the career. It's an activity that we embrace, that we schedule ourselves in, not force into. Now, I understand in our world we have bills, there are activities that we do that we're not too happy with, but they pay the bills. So how do we, again, manage this tension? And it still comes back to the root meaning of vacation or holiday. Pouring a new meaning into this empty space, currently habitated by these other ways of looking at the world. Labor, work, employment, the hustle and bustle, all ways which we view modern day living. But what if we could pour a new meaning that allows us to embrace the activity of work in a more focused, relaxed, leisurely, but still yet productive manner. I submit that a leisurely White Lotus mindset accomplishes more in a day's work than the stress-filled, drama-filled way we do work. How do we apply the White Lotus mindset to our daily activities? Start with small steps, small experiments. Let's go with an extreme example. Let's say you are incarcerated and you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking, well, appreciate the subject matter, but I'm behind bars. So and you may have a job to do while you're incarcerated. So here is a good way to start. Start by looking outside if you're able to. Outside your window, there's bars. Don't focus necessarily on the bars, but on the sky. Maybe there are birds flying by. Listen to the birds. In fact, close your eyes. Visualize those birds listening, almost as if you were on a tropical island listening to the birds chirp as they fly over a sun-soaked beach. But the reality is you are incarcerated. That's your reality. But your rationale could be healthier than doom and gloom. It could look through the bars and notice the blue skies, the shape of the clouds, birds flying by. Use that brightness of the dawn of a new day, even behind bars. See it as an opportunity to go and leisurely tackle the activities of the day with a White Lotus leisurely vacation focused mindset. Leisure living every day of your life. Looking for the little things in life. How you brew your coffee. You are the same person you should be when you're on or off vacation. That's why the dread is real. When vacation is almost over, you know you have to get back to the rat race, the hustle and bustle. But why? Why yearly go through this torturous experiment of booking a vacation, and just for a week you feel vindicated, vacated, of all your calendars clear, and you just feel great. But then that only lasts for 7 days, and then you're back. Experiment by observing just in a 24-hour period. Think through it as a vacation. Book your destination. Your destination is work. Book activities at your work, at your daily schedule. Dress appropriately. But most importantly, internally, have that sense of anticipating that activity at work. The newfound sense of discovery and not dread or duty, but exciting anticipation. What can I discover about myself at work during this activity? How can I accomplish this with a smile on my face? Tackling your day as if you were tackling an activity at a luxurious resort. That is the White Lotus mindset. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.